think too, kind of in collaboration with that, this game one is going to be massive for the Ravens because we talk on it that domination, if it is not fine-tuned, then it kind of becomes this scary situation where it's like, hey, we lose the game one at Hardpoint. Now we're looking at a search and destroy where we kind of have to clutch up. So a big one for the Ravens and one for the Toronto Ultra that you looked great on previously. They won 3 out of their 4 to mention at that. And Zero, with that smoke, has the ability of being masked, because that's going to be 2 for him. Says goodnight to
Toronto Ultra. They've been really good at executing their breaks, even if they don't have that early rotation. See players just trying to sneak by, play their lives perfectly. Classic trying to put himself in a position right there to at least pick up the beginning hill time. But so far, man, Toronto Ultra, they're really coming out on top here. You know, it's set by CleanX, setting that tone with that submachine gun. A couple kill sprees left and right. London need to answer back, especially on this hard point if they're going to bring this game
still to bring this one back.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Being down 60 points, you're rotating towards that P4. They're going to be able to pick up a couple seconds right off the rip of this hill.
I thought that Wuskin had dropped when in reality he's still hanging out, still afloat. 13 seconds left. Zero up close, has 2 players to deal with, but now it's up to Wuskin. Try to delay for as long as you can. CleanX is right in front. Can he get the timing? He does. Wuskin falls, but he does exactly where he needs to as the Ravens will hold on. The bomb explodes, and that's now a 1-1. It's pretty aggressive start for both Classic and CleanX, and Dylan will be there to shut them down through the smoke. And they definitely helping in unison with fights will only continue as Cammy finds another. Zero instantly. Not sure how likely it is here, Study.
I love the adjustments right there out of the Ravens. You saw Dylan, you know, they ended up getting... Yeah, great plays out of Zero there. I love the positioning out of Dylan just running around. I would have not liked him to do that with the bomb, but him just staying alive is everything that his team needs him to do. Zero getting in the positioning that he is now, able to take down Bance, now forcing into a 3v3 situation. Gunfight's going to go in favor of Classic there. Now it's going to be a 2v2 situation.
2v2, making it an interesting one just on the outside of the door. Zero decides to open it up, pre-fires through, and it looks as if could be somewhat of a negative position as now Bance left all by his
way that they're set up. Taking that bottom right control, making easy adjustments if they need to be able to wrap out. Wuskin's putting a couple shots down, able to take down one player themselves in a 3v2.
Wuskin does a lot of the damage up close, but Bance on the flank does manage to drop Wuskin, and now it's all on the Chef Tony. Can he cook us up something special? It's not looking to be Autumn versus Seattle Surge. It was this idea that they had a number of different stragglers who were great at locking down that munition depot spawn. Players like Zed, players like Luca were constantly getting on those back lines. So now the fact that they have preferred spawns, we'll see exactly how they then deploy it. As London, they currently have control over mid.
Yeah, London is picking up every single kill on this P1 Hardpoint, gaining as much time as they possibly can.
Spawns there, but it could be a possible pinch being set up. Kismet drops from the front, Shock stays alive from the back, and London will manage to hold on despite what looked to be...
They were just basically uncontested for 22 seconds on this P4 Hardpoint. You know, Paris Legion are starting to grow a lead here with about at least 50 points. They need to be worried about that P5 because London are able to bounce back if they're able to get a good hold on that.
Yeah, London very well could. Up close, Scraps. That's going to be 3 in a row for him. Zero, just quickly after, rather, the other day versus the Ultra is a 250 to 158 loss. And that kind of set the tone for the remainder of the series as Kismet tries to make his way on the flank. That's going to be a no-go. Paris trying to make their way to the front door, but London, their defense, looks to be too hard for them to break on through. However, Zed still roaming, Zed still hanging out, does manage to get found.
That's good, man. You know, ending this first rotation of Hardpoints, getting a good hold on P5, because the way that Paris have been playing so far, this is the same way that they were playing when they were...
Line sights over at Tracks, and the final London player does end up breaking. As you called it, Study, Paris, they've been great when it comes down to their breaks, and they make another one happen.
Yeah, Zed just being that playmaker that he was, just staying alive, getting the one kill that he needs, was the opening for his teammates to have enough time.
Players in that position that makes holding mine that much easier as Wuskin does manage to get that double with the nade. He and Shani combine for 3, make it 5. As Legion back to the drawing board.
I love the positioning right there.
Back, can Legion pull this one off? There is some potential, and based off that map positioning, they are starting to siphon on through, but the London Royal Ravens, they get the spawn toward the backside. Legion are now spawning for that preferred one, but you have to keep in mind, are they going to be aware of the London on the back end as 2 more seconds needed? Is that going to be enough? Here comes the nade. What's going to win is a big 1v1, but the Legion, they're still here, but London, they get the tank, they get the... The Ravens have actually been on Narkolov Peak. Well, we were doing a lot of research study and kind of coming into this matchup, specifically as Scraps finds 2
with only 20 seconds remaining.
A whole lot of time left, hanging out toward the bomb side is Scraps, and Shawnee's watching his back. The Ravens are going to be able to win. It was an interesting start to this one. I thought the Legion had a good thing going, but Scraps starts things off with a nice double. Have to reference back. Can he be there, though?
Number 4.
Shawnee quickly on the flank. Gonna walk away with the first as here comes the collapse and everybody's turned around the opposite direction. There's Peak being down the way that you are. By the way, Shocks is just on the other side of the tank. What size are those, Study? What size? Size 10s? They might be sticking out just a little bit too far. Oh boy. Oh my God, look at this Shawnee Shocks. They're literally right there. They have to see the barrels. 2 versus 3. Time started to tick away. Dylan, though, is on the objective. Can he get this plant off in time? He does. And it's going to set up shop for what could be the final round of this game. Able to find the first. And it's really just about peeking at the right time, getting a lot of hit markers, but it's not to take him out. The Paris, they're still knocking at the door. It's just a matter of if the Ravens can keep them out for now, and that looks to be the case so far, Study.
Good first hold. Good first hold. Way to stop their first push. If you're the London Royal Ravens, you had a couple players trying to go for that pinch to eventually spawn them out. So far, they've basically held every single second of this hard point. You just got to be worried about rotating towards that next barbershop. And as I say that, you see number 3, Dylan.
Early for the Ravens as they'll go and sneak on through. Dylan, like I said, wins that big 1v1 engagement. That's now going to be 2 in a row for him. We'll see if he can stay alive and continue to be a thorn in the side of Paris as he nearly finds another one as well, but that impact, it's definitely felt, Study. If you are London right now, we talk about how it's easily to get teams pushed in this backside spawn trap, and Shawnee, that's now going to be 6 in a row, 7, how about 8 in a row for Shawnee? Absolutely exploding. The Ravens are tempting at that 200-point mark. We'll see if the Legion can start to break on in. Can Shawnee go off? Unfortunately, does get taken down. Scraps the second line of defense. That's going to be 2 in a row for him as he and Dylan combine for every single player. Legion, it's going to have to be in barbershop. They have to get the rotation now done from here as this very next rotation set up in construction. Legion, they have to make the break. They have to find the necessary picks, and Shocks, he gets cut down to start off.
Yeah, the Royal Ravens, they were able to just break into that. Put themselves basically at least 10 to 15 points away from winning, and they hit the early rotation. The Legion had to try to break in. It's unfortunate. It's looking like the London Royal Ravens is going to be able to close this out.
Looks like it's going to be likely a few more kills to come in, and there it is.
35 seconds on that hill. Now, when it's coming down to this rotation, you see that player number 1 going around this back warehouse, looking like they're going to try to set up a pinch. But that number 6 player from the London Royal Ravens, all the way pushed out from Scraps, is eventually going to flip the spawns for subliners. Now the London Royal Ravens are going to have to hold from the front side.
Yeah, a little bit of an interesting flip, one that the Ravens probably aren't prepared for, but we'll see whether or not it does actually impact them as the M4s from the front rather are getting cut down. Ravens, despite the lack of spawn out, are holding this one down pretty well. After attempt getting shut down, New York, the defense is solid so far.
Yeah, Temp was in a great position outside of that bathroom area to kill the guy that was pushing up that jungle side. Once he does that, players eventually are going to spawn on him, and it was just a spawn pinch. They were able to come up right behind the London Royal Ravens players, such as Envoy, you know, for the Huntsman. Yeah. When you think about Atlanta FaZe, you got a Beezy, you got Simp with those submachine guns. You just have to put yourself in the best position. The subliners right there, they were just way too far pushed up around middle map. Zero, like I said, snuck through enemy lines, just sat in a corner, not being impatient, even though his teammates were dying, but that is a good thing. As long as he stays alive on that side of the map, the influence
specifically, you're going to have a lot of smokes, but those M4s, if they can get on those on those mine entrance positions, they can be in a really good spot for the majority of the time. Shawnee utilizing that line side. He's actually running out of ammo, by the way, and the reason why he gets taken down is because Zuma's on the flank, the Italian Stallion. New York manages to get the opportunity. He told me, hey, I wasn't for sure if I was gonna get another chance to play in the CDL. Look at him here in the playoffs, absolutely lining it up and against his previous blade, but can't manage to do so. New York, granted, they break in for the final 10 seconds, but they have to be aware of platform. That's where the Ravens are somewhat positioned. They're getting that jungle or forest side spawn. Temp trying to make some work happen through mid-map. He gets cut down on water side. Accuracy. Everybody from New York trying to desperately get to that hill in time, but is it going to be enough? Players falling in the feed like flies as the New York...
All the kills are going in favor of the subliners. They're going to be able to bounce back if they can execute this hold a little longer and eventually focus on those rotations.
Well, the Ravens look to be doing some great work from not only the front, but also the back line. Scraps doing some damage at construction stairs. Meanwhile, it is Mr. Construction himself. Shawnee puts on the hard hat before he walks inside electronic.
Up and get some map control, forcing the players from the London Royal Ravens to spawn out by that bridge and be able to get back into this game.
Yeah, for a moment, we were talking about that Zuma play. Just instantly gets taken down. The awareness from the Ravens was great. How about now? Zuma tries to... This could get that jump
Making the rotation play when needed.
Out. Keep in mind, New York, they're not going to be able to win it here, so they want to get some good contested time, but they also have to be in mind of that rotation, which I'm sure the Ravens are going to be on top of. But here comes the play. Here comes the push. The Ravens instantly rush right on through. The blitz is going to work out. Only a few more seconds for them. Can they lock it up, New York? Can they push in toward the final stretch? And no, shut down at the door as the Royal Ravens answer back here. And big difference maker here at construction. Temp. It's going to be two big ones. Shawnee as well goes for the reply. And back and forth trades aplenty. Bomb is down. And if you're New York, you're happy with the way that you've dealt with this attack. You're happy with the way this one has gone up to this point. You've got man count advantage and only a little bit of time left. But Shawnee, construction man himself, going big toward the top. But again, 20 seconds left. 0. He's got to find the right timing. He's got to find the right timing here. He's going to be toward that bottom position. Shawnee's going to look toward his left. He's not. They don't see attached toward that top bridge position, but Shawnee able to turn on to one. He can't get the plant down in time and attach. No, the plant's gonna get off. Shawnee, he's able to plant the bomb down, but the quick challenge is Shawnee again, and construction wins a huge round here for the Ravens. I didn't think he had the chance to get the bomb down in time. Shawnee, the construction man, goes big yet again.
Because they just keep on getting caught in these 1v1 gunfights. No one's there for the trade. They needed an answer because to go down 4-0 quick, it's looking like it's going to be an aggressive hit from the London Royal Ravens onto A. Bomb most likely immediately about to go down. And this is starting to get out of hand for the subliners. They need to be able to win this round.
Time starting to tick away, and this looks good for London. It looks good for London, but Mac able to find another one onto Shawnee. Can he turn on to Wuskin? Not going to happen. Instantly hops on the defuse, and surely someone from London checks this. Surely they do, and they will.
Slow towards this B. Accuracy able to open it up for the first blood. But Zero is able to...
One trying to clear out the side of as a majority of London players aren't actually going to be here, but the one that is happens to be Scraps. Scraps takes down Accuracy, and now Timp realizes he doesn't have a ton of visuals here to get this bomb down, and there goes Attach as well. A big play coming through from Scraps as now it's all on to Temp. A 1 versus 3 to stay alive. Can he do it? And it's not gonna happen. The Ravens
He's trying to force himself all the way in the back just to start blocking these spawns.
And again, it's a good rotation here from the London Royal Ravens as we go straight towards the next hard point. Lovely shots from Shawnee. Gets Classic and Kleenex there with a bullet penetration kill. So a lovely 2-piece for him. It's not enough to get the reinforcements there in time, and it's going to be Methods. He was hyped before the match. Now he's pretty
A little bit, just a bit of chaos. The split spawns coming in, Toronto now trying to flood in through this track side, and of course London, well, they're spawning down by trees.
under my trees. Now the front line of the London Royal Ravens. We will see a lead change in the next 30 seconds if they can hold on the point. It's going to be Bance, though, making the flank, making his way in from behind. Here, Cammy at the front door, and a coordinated effort may make this one work. Dylan keeps finding those kills. He finds another onto Cammy in the rear. Lovely work again. Methods now makes his name known. He's making his way in through the back of the hard point. Final 15 seconds, and we are game going for those next balls.
Yeah, this is very far in advance, but we've seen sort of a similar play come out earlier, right? Where Scraps gets behind enemy lines, Toronto not too aware. It doesn't really pan out in London's favor the previous time around, but you can see Toronto not hunting for him, but of course the spawns for London still coming in. So really, what I'm seeing here is effectively a 4v5 the Royal Ravens are having to take until those spawns start coming out. But Toronto, they crossed that 50-yard line. They pushed up too far, and the patience pays off. Zero, he waited for it. He put his teammates in a bit of a tough spot, but they saved it and made it work out beautifully. The spawns for New are theirs. The lead in the game is theirs. And frankly, the kills have been going their way too. Dylan leading the pack with 22 and Zero not very far on this hill. It is going to be massive, and the push is here.
Well, here it comes, Zero. The front line managed to get one. The doors bust wide open and Ultra fly in on the point. Shawnee now trying to get in on the contest. Finds the first tags. Waskin's there. Shawnee finds another. Cammy on the trades. It's back and forth. It's like the stock market in here. As Cammy, he and Waskin now going toe to toe, trying to clean out this point. Method's now getting involved as well. And London will finally catch the kills, and that will be a save to him to keep back that front line and stop these players from Ultra getting through. But they just keep slipping by. They're so sneaky. Vance tries to find one there through the dodgy door. Shawnee now doing what he can on his final 10 seconds. A nice two-piece for Shawnee. The A side. And there it is. Catches the first. The HDR of Waskins has been one of legend throughout the entire season. Here at Champs, no different. Finds the first. Ties it up. Bomb's gone down. And here comes the poke. Classic finally gets the kill he searched for. 40 seconds on the bomb, and
Vance
now
with the wall bangs connects to take him down. It makes Toronto's job a little bit easier, but 25 seconds left, and Vance gets obliterated. Time is ticking, and Toronto's trying to fly. Methods with the push-up on the rock, able to connect with one, and Waskins, last alive, just needs to kill the man off bomb. He's creeping up with the pistol, gonna shoot him in the back, and plays his life. 12 seconds, the hunt is on. Classic's trying to sprint around the corner. The gunfight connects, but the time is not there. He reloaded for a moment instead of...
Here we go once again. Shawnee, a nice 2 to start the round. MP5 and M4 in hand now, trying to just retake some of that mid-map control. Ooh, wow, his timing was just off. The tags were there on the Scraps, but that player from up high, he could have honestly got the kill. Shawnee finds kill number 3 of the round so far. Shawnee finds kill number 4 of the round so far. It's all in the methods. In this 1 versus 5. Shawnee the builder. Can he fix it? Go on, Shawnee. Go on, Shawnee. No! Ravens get the round, but Shawnee does not get the ace. 4-2. And Chance, you said the Ravens desperately need this map. 4-2. It's looking good for them so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is players don't get their trophies, don't get their dead silence. And more importantly, next round, Ravens hyper-aggressive towards A. Vance is all the way in the back, but right now, that lone man, Toronto, trying to return over towards this site.
Oh, there's a gunfight towards the back of the map. It was on Vance. Shawnee once again has a big kill. Vance wins 1. Zero cuts. He gets nothing there if the bomb goes down, but he loses his life in the process, and now it's on the Zero. That's the dead silence play, and beautiful timing from Zero. Now it's a 1 versus 1. E versus Methods. 30 seconds on the bomb. Slip slides out. Zero gets it. London on the hunt. Clean X's, an absolute warrior. Makes his way forward. The kill just about comes through from Waskin. Old Lead Boots gets involved. Classic now on the bomb site. A lovely kill with 30 seconds now remaining. Classic can't find any more. And the Ravens now starting to flock. They are making their way onto the site, but it's into Cammy. It's into the jaws of Cammy, but Scraps, he climbs right out. Finds the
originally was able to make. And since then, so far, so good. On that B flag, though, there is Classic still there. Waskins deals with him in short order. And Waskins, by the way, on a 6 spree. He is one of the perfect examples of an AR. If you can get him in the good positions, he is going to fry, but it's a matter of making him get that setup. And of course, this is exactly what they want. He's never going to leave this little corner of the map.
I won't fight B. I'm not going to see him fighting B.
He's on the heady, on the heady.
I'm the greatest. I'm beating him. One shot.
On the heady.
Top side of the map by B. I mean, no one's getting near it. Canny with a big win. Canny can't get any more. Now it's on the Scraps. Makes his way forward. Plenty of players to deal with those. Scraps gets the second. You get the neutral. That's big. That's big. Get the grab as well. Is his teammate going to win the fight on the inside of the bathrooms there? Shawnee, no. The nades come through. Chance a minute 45 left on the clock. London.
Johnny makes a big play. And maybe Waskin's trying to be knowing over towards the C flag, but Toronto had that covered. But they don't have this B flag at all. Shawnee and just getting those spawn kills, tearing them up, and with 30 seconds left, the Ravens are trying to get it done.
Shawnee still getting kills. The neutral on A just like that with the remaining 25. Shawnee goes huge. Kleenex and Classic, they managed to get these final kills, but that may be it, dude. That was a brilliant run from the Ravens. And Chance, as far as I'm concerned, this is a huge upset in the series. The domination should, by all accounts, have gone the way of Toronto Ultra. But London Royal Ravens, when it matters most, they pick up a huge win in the Dom. Ravens. What was Shawnee? Picking up that hardpoint time. Classic now trying to buy his way forward. Find an entry kill on the hardpoint. Man fortunately puts himself in the middle of a London sandwich. Classic Butty, if you will. Now Method's cut down to Ribbons as well. London with a lovely opening start here. Retaining spawns and retaining hardpoint control so far. And they keep it going.
And it's really looking like they might be set up just for a full 60 unless Cammy wins the gunfight, maybe gets some scrap. The Ravens are able to bounce with that. And then, of course, yeah, on the flip side, Dylan has been going crazy. He only has 2 kills, but now the
this
third.
blue building, the top of the ticket hall, trying to put the pressure onto London. Methods now. One deep breath, dives straight back into this one. London with Cafe Courtyard control. As they will socially distance, spread themselves out across this small courtyard, trying to watch every possible entrance. Shawnee finds another big one. 24 and 10. Another of the hotel. Another avenue they can hit. Methods is going to break on through. There's scraps. No, sir. We have no rooms available for you. Cammy, what do you want? A 2 through the front. Methods clearing out these players from the backside there of Cafe, but the kills come through. Big Shawnee goes big again for the second. The Flying Scotsman right out of the spawns. But we have a contest. Ravens now battling tooth and nail and claw to try to get Ultra in and off the point. Once again, it's on Dylan at the front door. He's got the back lock down. Classic's up next. 5 seconds for the win now. And oh boy, the shots are there. And after a year of heartache, London, it's over. It's a 3-1 massacre. What an upset that was. 3-1 against a squad that should have pushed it the distance, Chance.